the outskirts of Tucson. Yes, amidst the beauty of this tranquil southern Arizona setting, expectations of an explosive night in the ring here on Showtime Championship Boxing. It's fight night in Arizona. As we bring you inside of the cozy Diamond Center here at the Desert Diamond Casino for a doubleheader that features one of the elite fighters in the world as Juan Manuel Marquez takes on Rocky Juarez for the WBC Super Featherweight crown. Also, you'll see Robert "The Ghost" Guerrero, who defends his IBF featherweight belt against Martin Honorio. Hello again, everybody. Steve Albert from Tucson, Arizona. In recent years, the super featherweights have given us a string of memorable bouts, including the Pacquiao-Morales and Morales-Barrera trilogies. Tonight, Juan Manuel Marquez and Rocky Juarez continue the tradition in the latest of super featherweight showdowns. Marquez is not only a two-division titleist, but also a consensus top 5 pound-for-pound entrant. Juarez, he's a top contender who came within a round or two of taking the title from Marco Antonio Barrera 18 months ago. This is a strong matchup in the strongest of divisions. And with that, let me bring on my ringside partner, Al Bernstein. And now, there's a lot at stake for Marquez and Juarez beyond the WBC title.
That's for sure. You know, for Marquez, circumstances, maybe some bad managerial decisions, and opponents that just dodged him, delayed his arrival at boxing center stage. But that great performance against Manny Pacquiao, even in a draw, and then the win over Marco Antonio Barrera got him that recognition. He cannot afford to stub his toe at age 34 tonight against Rocky Juarez. For Juarez, even though he's only 27 years old, Steve, this is now his third chance at a world title, and his worst nightmare is that at the end of his career, someone will look at him and say, boy, you're the best fighter never to win a title. He hopes to allay that tonight.
So a very important fight indeed, and earlier tonight our Jim Gray visited with both fighters in their dressing rooms.
Rocky, you've been so close before, and now you have another opportunity. Do you view this as though this is the time you have to take advantage of it because you don't know when another one might come?
Yes, definitely. I know this is my third shot at a title, and I know a lot of opportunities like this don't come often for a fighter. So I've been blessed that I've been having these opportunities, but I feel like I've earned them, and I know this is my time. You know, I feel very comfortable tonight, and I know in a few minutes we're gonna, strap it on, and we're gonna be in the ring duking it out.
Would beating Marquez erase the sting of the Barrera losses?
Well, I feel that a lot of fans, a lot of critics, or, for instance, myself, I felt that I won the first fight with Barrera. Second fight, he won. But, I've been concentrating. I think it might, you can say it might, in some people's eye, erase, or not so much erase, but just kind of put me in that caliber. I think those are great. Barrera's a great fighter, as well as Marquez. So by beating Marquez tonight, I think it's going to definitely put me in their elite level.
What thing most concerns you about Marquez, having studied him for so long now?
Well, he's a warrior. It's not so much that anything worries me. He's definitely a tremendous fighter who fights with a lot of heart. So definitely, I come into this fight definitely respecting his accomplishments and his boxing ability. But I can't say I fear anything. But just to stay on my game plan and fight my fight and do what I have to do to win this fight.
Rocky, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
On September 15th, Juan, you were supposed to fight. That fight was canceled because you had an infection in your hand. How is your hand tonight?
My hand tonight is very good. No problem. I'm ready to fight.
You also had a car accident. Everybody can see the gash above your head. You hit the steering wheel. That was back in mid-April. Are you concerned that that might open up and cause you some problems?
No, I don't have problems. Only crashing my car. And the cut is very good too. No problem.
It's scarred up okay. You're not concerned about the tissue on your forehead?
No problem. I feel very good. My cut is fine. The doctor told me no problem. You can fight.
Now, a lot of people are thinking, Juan, that you might be looking forward to another fight with Pacquiao and that your mind might not be on your opponent tonight, Rocky Juarez. Is that a concern of yours, or are you totally concentrated on Juarez?
No. Everybody thinks in Pacquiao. Me no. I think in Rocky Juarez, only this fight, only tonight. In my mind, stay only Rocky Juarez, no problem.
You said it's your time to shine, your time in the sun. You're very popular back in Mexico. People know you everywhere. Are you feeling any pressure because it is your time and you are shining because the whole nation is following you now?
Yes, I have a great responsibility for the Mexican people, for my fans, and I feel very good. I feel very strong for this fight, for other fights. I'm ready to fight tonight and maybe Pacquiao too.
Juan, thank you very much, and thank you so much for doing this in English.
Thank you very much. I try.
You did very well.
Very impressive indeed. So many plots and subplots to this main event. Not only a compelling fight in terms of its ramifications, but an intriguing matchup stylistically. Huh?
It really is. You know, both these boxers are the very definition of a boxer-puncher, and to me, that's a good thing. They throw lots of punches, and they're not one-punch knockout artists, but they have the power to change a fight. And there's one other element tonight. They will not have to look for each other. This is a very small ring, maybe only about 17 feet. We'll see some action.
And we'll see how it all unfolds later tonight in our main event. For Juan Manuel Marquez and Rocky Juarez, the stakes tonight are clearly defined. Marquez is defending the WBC super featherweight title. Juarez trying to win a world title in his third try. But more than that, Marquez looking to continue his climb up the pound-for-pound rankings that began with his win over Marco Antonio Barrera, and victory tonight could lead to a mega fight with Manny Pacquiao. Juarez, well, he risks a long wait for another shot at a title. With Marquez versus Juarez in mind, we invite you to participate in tonight's text message poll. Who will win tonight's main event? If you think Juan Manuel Marquez will win, text the number 1 to SHOTV. That's 74688. Or if you think Rocky Juarez will win, text the number 2 to SHOTV. That's 74688. Standard text messaging rates apply. We close in now on the opener. Robert Guerrero is only 24, and he's already making the first defense of his second reign as world featherweight champion. The Ghost grew up on Showbox, and now he's looking to separate himself in a wide-open division. He's got the style to be a fan favorite and the personality to be a star.
His opponent tonight, 27-year-old Martin Honorio, has survived some grueling battles with tough featherweights to reach tonight what he calls the fight of his dreams. He's a gritty and tenacious battler, but to make his title dream come true tonight, strategy and technique must also be key factors, because the man he's facing, Robert Guerrero, is a skilled fighter. Because Honorio has caused clashes of heads, Guerrero needs to work inside quickly, then get out. The straight left is a big weapon, and it will work against Honorio. The old adage is that body punchers like Honorio don't like to get hit there themselves. Guerrero is very good at this, and he should definitely use this in his arsenal. This left to the body was very forceful, and it made Eric Aiken visibly wince. This body work helped Guerrero stop Aiken and win a title. It might help him defend it tonight. For Honorio, a no-no is squaring his body. That makes him an easier target to hit. He often does it. And he's been penalized for low blows in 3 of his matches. This could cost him a title tonight. The one punch that lands most often against Guerrero is the right hand. Honorio needs to throw it often.
Long, lanky, soft-spoken challenger, the man under the sombrero, Martin Honorio from Mexico City. Huge break when Rocky Juarez was moved up to the main event. Hasn't lost since 04, unbeaten his last 7. You hear the crowd reaction as Martin makes his way to the ring. Comes off good back-to-back wins over Rogers and Tagua and Joe Morales. The only man to beat current WBO featherweight champ Steve Luevano, a lefty like Guerrero. Solid opposition, Al, but this a big step up. However, Honorio is tough. He's a gamer who has to be considered a live underdog.
He really is, and he comes in with some confidence born out of the fact that, number one, he is 4-1 against lefties like Guerrero, and the win over Luevano really gave him confidence, because he said to us, I beat a left-handed champion, or a guy that became the WBO champion. Why can't I beat another one tonight?
Tall guy, tall order for upset-minded Martin Honorio. The thing to watch out for, as Al mentioned, in the Keys. He's foul prone. He's also cut prone. Watch for the low blows and headbutts. And Guerrero being a southpaw, it could factor in. His fans on hand. Martin Honorio blowing kisses to the crowd, getting some last-second high fives, and he is ready for battle. The champion, Robert "The Ghost" Guerrero, strong, talented left-hander out of Gilroy, California, very affable, deeply religious family man, enters with much on his mind. Last week, his 23-year-old wife, Casey, diagnosed with leukemia. He didn't arrive here in Tucson until yesterday to stay back with his wife, who just started chemotherapy. Despite this extremely distracting situation, Al Guerrero decided to fight on.
You know, his management team actually suggested to him not to fight. He said, no, I'm going to. And, you know, sometimes after you've cleared your head a little bit during a tragic situation and a difficult situation, doing something else, even fighting in a boxing match, can give you something else to concentrate and actually be helpful. So he may use this as a respite.
What a test of focus and concentration, and of course our thoughts and prayers go out to Casey, Robert, and their two children. Ring-wise, Guerrero comes off a dominant stoppage of Spend Abasi in Denmark for the vacant belt in a career that's been somewhat inconsistent. That's probably his best showing to date. Right now, let's check the numbers as we go to the tail of the tape here in Tucson. And the thing that immediately jumps out, both very tall for this weight class. Honorio nearly 5'10", Guerrero 5'8", but the shorter champion with the 3-inch reach advantage. Interesting. Guerrero needed an hour and a half, by the way, to run off 1.5 pounds in order to make weight. Notable unified rules for this world title affair. There's no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. If an accidental headbutt causes a fight to end within 4 rounds, it's a no decision. After 4 rounds, they go to the scorecards. And if a punch causes a cut and the injured fighter can't continue, he loses by TKO. So here at the Diamond Center in Tucson, Arizona, getting ready for Robert Guerrero versus Martin Honorio for the IBF Featherweight Championship. We're set for the formal introductions from our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you and welcome to Desert Diamond Casino here in the beautiful city of Tucson, Arizona. As we have a big night of action coming away, ladies and gentlemen, and it's all brought to you by Golden Boy Promotions and Showtime. Tonight's action is sponsored by Nemiroff and Tecate, Cerveza with an Attitude. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we present our first world title attraction, brought to you in association with Goose and Tudor Promotions and sanctioned by the IBF. President Marion Muhammad, Supervisor Aaron Kaiser. Introducing to you our 3 judges scoring the action from ringside. From Tucson, Arizona, Joe Garcia. Also from Tucson, Jerry Maltz. And from Phoenix, Arizona, Dennis O'Connell. Introducing our 3rd man in the ring, our referee in charge of the action from Las Vegas, Nevada, Tony Weeks. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Featherweight Championship of the World. Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with white trim. He hails from Mexico City, Distrito Federal, Mexico. He weighed in at the featherweight limit of 126 pounds. His record stands at 24 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw, with 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight he is making his first attempt at a world title. Here is the IBF number 5 ranked featherweight contender. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the challenger, Martin El Brocha. His opponent across the ring, the defending world champion on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red trunks with white trim, proudly representing the Bay Area and fighting out of Gilroy, California. He weighed in the same weight as his opponent, 126 pounds. His record stands at 20 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and 1 no decision, with 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2-time IBF featherweight champion of the world, introducing Robert the Ghost Guerrero. Once again, a referee in charge, Tony Weeks, now to give instructions. 12 rounds of championship boxing scheduled.
Caballeros, ustedes recibieron sus instrucciones. Mira, aquí está bien, aquí no. Mira, aquí está bien, aquí no. Te la cintura para arriba. Yo quiero una pelea limpia. Escúchame, cuídate. ¿Listos? Vámonos.
It's the IBF Featherweight Championship, the elements of a crowd pleaser. The rangy Robert Guerrero, usually looking down at his opponent, not tonight, known for his skill, speed, and defense, but has really picked up his power. 11 of his last 12 wins by knockout. Martin Honorio, his first world title exposure, as Al said, 4-1 versus lefties. The lone defeat, his last loss versus William Abalin, his only KO loss. Determined guy, very physical, busy puncher, but he is available to be hit. Guerrero, the champion in the red with the white trim. Honorio, the challenger in the black with the white trim. Honorio down 5 times. Lefty Steve Luevano dropped him in round 2, but Honorio came back to win. His chin could really be tested tonight by the champion.
That's a good line. Available to be hit, and to some degree that does describe Honorio. They want Honorio to fight taller than he normally does. He leans in. Look how he leans in. They really don't want that against Guerrero, but it's just a hard habit for him to break.
And aside from the fouls and the cuts, Honorio with a habit of throwing wide looping punches and a straight left hand by Guerrero, and down goes Honorio.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, he's in trouble, disoriented. Tony Weeks stopping the fight in the first round. A spectacular, dramatic one-punch knockout for Robert Guerrero.
Well, in the keys to victory, we said the straight left hand would be a factor. Who knew it was going to come this fast?
And my next line was going to be Guerrero, very dangerous early.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
I love you, Arnie.
A straight left hand, Al.
For you, Casey, the kids, and everybody else that has a sickness too. All the cancer patients, everybody. Guys, that was dedicated to everyone that's in the hospital and everybody that's cancer. But most of all, for my wife, I love you.
Nice expression of love from Robert Guerrero to his wife and family.
Hard for
to get anything done.
Not to be on his mind at this moment, but I'll tell you what, there was no lack of concentration in the ring right from the get-go. He knew that he could land that straight left hand. He did against Honorio. You mentioned Honorio had been down 5 times, but he has always gotten up, except against a billion, and in this case he couldn't.
His first loss since 2004, and it snaps a 7-fight unbeaten streak. And Robert Guerrero successful in his first defense of his second go-round as IBF featherweight title holder. Now 21-1-1 with 14 knockouts.
Well, they felt the left hand would get there at some point, did Guerrero's camp, but I don't think they even expected it to be this soon. Now look at how he is available, as Steve pointed out, for the straight left hand. Honorio does not fight tall. He doesn't get back far enough so that you can't hit him with the left. And Guerrero has a terrific straight left hand. It has power. He's one of the more powerful featherweights out there, and this was the result of that straight left hand.
It's explosive, it's accurate, and it's quick.
It really is, and you see the jab setting it up. A very nice jab as a rangefinder, and the moment Honorio felt his power. It was just too much, and Robert Guerrero got the job done. Guerrero, at age 24, you know, has been at this since he was about 13 years of age. I remember seeing Guerrero as a junior Olympian at 15, and Steve, you could tell he was a special fighter then, and he's showing us why he is now. And from above, we see how the jab is the rangefinder and the straight left hand, and that is about as effective a left hand as Guerrero can land. And what a disappointment for Martin Honorio, who came in here with such high hopes in his first title opportunity. And I don't think too many people expected a fighter as tough as him to be knocked out in the first round, even though he was clearly an underdog against Guerrero.
It couldn't be more convincing for Robert Guerrero, who realizes that to be a star in this sport, you not only have to win, but you have to win in dramatic fashion. And he did just that tonight.
The featherweights and super featherweight division where he is has a lot of opportunities. This may have given him another one.
Now as they embrace and hug and share all the love there, of utmost importance, time to get home to Gilroy to be with his family. Let's get it up to our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr., for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time. 56 seconds in round number 1. Our referee in charge, Tony Weeks, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout, and still the IBF featherweight champion of the world, Robert the Ghost Guerrero.
His father and uncle alongside. His father, his trainer. You got to give this guy a lot of credit. Now faced with a major distraction regarding the health of his wife, he could think about unifying the title and tackling the big main event guys at a later date. But now, time to get home to his wife, Casey. Well, coming up next for the Diamond Center in Tucson, our feature fight, Juan Manuel Marquez will defend his WBC super featherweight title against Rocky Juarez. Our marquee matchup, the subject of tonight's text message poll: who will win tonight's main event? If you think Juan Manuel Marquez will win, text the number 1 to SHOTV. That's 74688. Or if you think Rocky Juarez will win, text the number 2 to SHOTV. That's 74688. Standard text messaging rates apply. We're ready for post-fight comments. Let's go up to the ring. And Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, Steve, thank you very much. Robert, congratulations. It was basically your first combination. What did you see so quickly?
I seen him lunging in with his head, and we've been working on throwing that sharp, short, chopping left hand, and you know, he ran right into it. He put it, you know, he stepped right into it, and it landed beautiful.
Now you had to make weight, and you've obviously been through a tremendous amount of distractions with your wife and what she's now going through. Can you just kind of describe for us, if you can, what's gone on mentally with you the past 48 hours?
You know, first of all, I just want to thank Jesus Christ, because after this whole rocky road we've been through, I would have never got through it. You know, it's been you know, it's been ups and downs. I mean, the opponents got changed, fight got canceled, and you know, we got rescheduled. You know, we did a lot of training for this, and you know, my wife, she just got diagnosed with cancer last Friday, and you know, that threw me for a loop too, and it was on my mind. But you know what? She told me, hey, you got to get out there and fight. You've been training long, and you know, I'm taken care of, and you know, I just thank God that everything's going great, and I got out here and got the win, and I want to dedicate this fight to her for being a strong woman.
And she had her first chemotherapy. What's the prognosis?
She's doing real good right now. Her white blood cells are down, and you know, she's doing real good. So I'm happy, and you know, I'm coming home with the victory, and that's what she wanted.
You are indeed. Difficult to shift gears, and all of our thoughts are with your wife and your family here. But if we can jump back here to the fight, let's take a look right here at the knockout. And you described it a bit earlier, but tell us right now, once again, what's going through your mind and what you saw here.
If you see, he'll come in and he'll lunge in with his hand down, and right away, me and my father were working on as soon as he throws that jab, he puts his head forward and he kind of wings the right hand. So what we practiced on was throwing that sharp, tight, chopping left hand, and you know, he walked right into it, and it worked perfect.
Now, he's a tough guy. He's been down 5 times before, and he's always gotten up. Did you expect that he would get up from that one, or did you know you caught him that clean?
When I seen him go down, I looked into his eyes. You know, he was out of it. he was out of it. So I knew if he got up, I was going to finish him in the same round. But I mean, as soon as he got up and stumbled, I knew it was over.
You're going to go home and take care of your wife, obviously, and try and get that so that that's in some order and get her well. But have you thought at all in any of this what you might want to do next professionally?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the main event tonight, and, you know, that's one of the fights that I would love to fight. You know, Marquez is a great champion, and, you know, he's going to go down as a legend in the sport, and I want to be able to get in the ring with him. And, you know, or not Rocky Juarez. I mean, Rocky Juarez is a great fighter. But, you know, there's a lot of big names out there. Manny Pacquiao, I mean, Eric Morales, they're all out there. And, you know, those are the fights that I want. And, you know, showing tonight that, hey, I can hang in, I can be there. You know, I want to jump right into those.
Robert, congratulations.
Hey, thank you very much.
All right, Steve, back to you.
Thanks very much, Jim. And Robert will